some of you have kids that are over in Cove Kids that are getting baptized. We would really like the parents to be with them. So if you know your child is being baptized, then please go out and meet them out at the fountain as well.
And it's not too late right now for you to stand up and just walk out there, walk back here and get into the bathing suit or whatever and follow Jesus Christ in that way. So this is about really calling you out and saying something you need to do that, like Chad was saying. So it's not too late as you see people getting baptized. You just follow what God's called you to do.
All right, I believe we're about ready to get started out there, it looks like. We've got a couple testimonies here we're going to read. Right. And we have, that's Adrian Jones, Steve, and David. Are you guys all out there in the water? Is that right? We're going to, for all of you that are out there in the water, we're going to call your name. When we call your name to read your testimony, I know some of you haven't had a chance to write it yet, and that's okay. But if we have your testimony and we call your name, we just like to know who you are so we can kind of put a face with it.
All right, Steve Metzger? Steve? All right, man. All right, here we go. He said, I was baptized as an infant, and I received Christ during a Wednesday night youth group meeting when I was 12, and I've wanted to be baptized for years, and now seems like the perfect opportunity. I can't imagine my life without Jesus. I've gone through many hardships, including divorce, suffering from Crohn's disease, and long-term unemployment. But no matter what happens, my faith remains strong. God's blessed me with a beautiful wife and 3 wonderful children. He loves me and provides for my family in an unbelievable way, and I'm humbled each day. I believe we're here to show God's love to others, and I want my life to reflect what being a blessing to others and glorifying God looks like. I look forward to being a member of the Cove Church and its ministry. All right.
All right, we're going to read the next one, so you guys just hang on out there in the baptismal area.
All right. David writes, David P. Moore. All right. He says, my journey towards this day started almost 5 years ago. Shortly after returning from my second tour of duty in Iraq, my 2.5-year-old son was hospitalized with a serious unknown illness. In the short 24-hour span that my son was hospitalized, I went through more emotions than I ever knew I was capable of feeling. I felt it couldn't be true. I'd already been through so much: divorce, custody disputes, war, burying friends. How and why God would do this to an innocent child? I pleaded with God to take my life and leave my son's. At 10 p.m. on September 29th, 2009, I prayed like I'd never prayed before. I asked God to do something, and I knew it would be the hardest decision I would ever have to make. I asked God to take my son's pain away, even if that meant his death. And at 11:55, Ian Patrick Moore was pronounced dead. I felt like my life had ended, yet God had a different plan for me. I found out months later that he was born with a very rare genetic disorder and would never have lived to see adulthood. But in his death, God graced me with a new life. The nurse who sat with me that night, my son died, is now my wife and life partner. Before coming to the Cove, I never thought about baptism. My first service here at the Cove was about 5 months ago, and I spent a majority of it fighting back tears. From the moment I walked through the door, the Holy Spirit worked on me, and I knew that this was my spiritual home. I thank God for every day on this earth. I thank Him for His salvation. I thank Him for guaranteeing me a place in heaven where I will be reunited with my son. It's an awesome story.
Wow. Incredible, yeah. We've got one other young lady out there.
When I was 12, I'd asked Jesus, this is Tori.
Tori, are you at the, I don't think she's there. I think it's, I don't think we have her testimony. Adrian.
Wrong one? Okay, save Tori's.
Adrian Jones. Adrian Jones, there you are.
Hey, Adrian.
Yeah.
How are you?
All right. Okay, guys, you guys can go ahead now. We're watching you. So you go ahead and baptize these folks.
We're celebrating your decision to follow Jesus in that way.
All right. Can you guys hear us out there? Can you hear the clapping for you? I mean, they are excited for what the decision that you made.
We got water in their ears right now, Rick.
It's the echo going on, isn't it? Oh man! You know, it's not too late. As you're sitting here, maybe God is telling you that you need to step out and be baptized at any point in time as we're going.